5 reasons a personal injury lawyer might not take your case. So if someone else's misconduct caused you injury, you want to find a lawyer to go get represented, there are a number of reasons a lawyer may not want to represent you even if you are injured. So reason number 1, your case is not strong. Lawyers generally work on a contingency fee. So that means when you win your case, they get a percentage of the winnings. If you lose the case, they get 0. And lawyers, like many other working people, don't actually like working for free. So if your case is not strong, they may decline to take your case. That doesn't mean you're automatically going to lose 100% of the time. They just think it's not a strong case and they'd rather put their time elsewhere. So number 2, the statute of limitations has passed. So what that is, it's just a number that the government entities in your state say, hey, this is how long you have to bring a personal injury case. So in Nevada, it's 2 years. So if you were injured and you want to bring your claim, but it's 2 years and 1 day, you have no claim anymore. So even though you might be really injured, even though the other person might really be at fault, because the statute says you cannot bring a claim after 2 years, you've got no case left. And it's not 2 years in every state. It varies by jurisdiction. So just pay attention to that. It's always better to bring your case earlier rather than later. So number 3, the defendant has no money. So in this scenario, the person that did something bad that injured you is broke. So in a scenario such as this, you can go put on a great case. You can convince a jury you're right, and a jury can award you $1 million, $1 billion, $1 trillion. It doesn't matter what your award is. This person has no money, they have no assets, they have no insurance. So even though you get a win, it's uncollectible. So this sort of goes back to the concept of lawyers not really wanting to work for free. Even though you might get a nice little judgment that you can hang on your wall that says we won $1 million. If you can't collect it, it's not worth the time and the effort. So that case is probably not going to be accepted. So number 4, the lawyer believes you're significantly at fault for causing your own injuries. Now, in some jurisdictions, like where I am here in Nevada, it's a modified comparative fault rule, which basically means if you're more than 50%, 51% at fault, you collect 0. It varies by jurisdiction. In California, you can be a lot at fault, but then your verdict will be reduced by the amount you're at fault. In other states, if you're very little at fault, you're not going to be able to bring a case. So anyway, the reason a lawyer in your jurisdiction might say no is because they think you may have some fault, and that would bar your recovery, which again goes back to lawyers not wanting to work for free. So number 5, the lawyer is not licensed where it's going to be litigated. So I'm licensed here in Nevada. I spoke with a client who had a motorcycle accident in Arizona and asked me to represent him in Arizona. Well, unfortunately, I'm not licensed in Arizona. So as much as I would love to represent this client in Arizona, I can't. Now, there is something called pro hoc vice, where you can ask to be represented in a different state once, possibly twice, but this is the exception rather than the rule. Generally, if the lawyer's not licensed to where the lawsuit's going to be, they're probably going to refer you to somebody else. So if you're unable to find a lawyer at all to take your case, you may ask them why. Perhaps that'll shed some light on it. And as a last sort of ditch scenario, a lot of states have a bar association. So you can contact their bar association. They generally have a referral set up where you can say, hey, this is my case. Can you refer me to a lawyer? And the bar association might be able to help you out there.